Hi there, how is everybody? I haven't done a live for a while, but I really thought this was kind of an important point. I was speaking to a youngin'. She was probably 30, 35 years old, and she wanted to talk to me about coaching. And I said, I would love to coach you, but I don't think I'm the coach for you because I only coach women 55 or older. She goes, I totally understand that. She goes, and I have an issue with that, because you're so female oriented, power to the women. We can do anything we want, ignite your possibilities, find your blue rose. But yet you only want to do 55 and older. I said, well, let me explain. It's not that I can't coach you. I just don't think I'm the coach for you. And the reason why, and I looked, I smiled and I said, if you ever had a boss steal a paycheck from you, take it to the bank and cash it and endorse it with the wrong spelling of your name. And you went to the bank and they said to you, well, we called him, because they called him right in front of you. And he said that wasn't him. And they believed him. What would you do? And she looked at me, she goes, oh my gosh. And she goes through all the stuff she would do. I said, exactly. I said, but my generation, we just had to stand there and say, are you kidding me? Clearly he took that check. And she says, he said no. My generation has some issues with, do we deserve it? Are we where we're supposed to be? We've had to kick down a lot of doors, and I looked at her, I said, I have a daughter your age, and we raised our daughters to be like, oh, hell no. What do you mean? Yeah, he took this check and I will take you to court and fight you and I'll call the police and I'll call the military, I'll call everybody. And she would have got her money back. But it wasn't like that for my generation. We weren't even allowed to have banking accounts until I think the late 70s or credit cards. And even so, when I went to, little personal information here, when I went to have my tubes tied, I had to have my husband sign that it was okay to have my tubes tied. There's nothing like that now. So you can you could be the most powerful woman out there. If you're over the age of 55, you're still churning and burning some of this. You're still, do I have value? Is it worth the fight? Will I win? Especially when you find yourself, which we still find ourselves in, a room filled with men. And you're the one or two women around the table. Sometimes you kind of have to kick some doors to get your voice heard. For the youngins, that's inherent to them. We've raised them to be like that. We've raised them, and that's why I coach women 55 or older, to show them, to help them find their inner power, that inner voice that tells them we will kick ass here and now. So they can step into that inner voice with confidence and decide this is what I really want to do. Because now, this day and age, nobody can tell you no. If you want to do something, you can do it. But you have to have that confidence to do it. You have to have that self-belief. And a lot of times that takes tweaking that negative self-talk, tweaking that inner voice that says, well, what's the point? This isn't going to work out. Or, who are you? And takes us back to when we used to have to kick doors just to be heard. I mean, when I came out of the military, my daughter's in paramedic school, and she said, Mom, how come you didn't become a PA when you left the military? Because that's why they started PA school, was for medics coming out of the military. And I said, well, first of all, it wasn't there when I came out of the military. And second of all, I was a woman, honey. The only option for me was to be a nurse, and it just wasn't the path that I chose to take. So we had a lot of no's in our face. We had a lot of, you can't do this because you're a woman. And that's why I coach women over 55, because I want you to have the confidence, the faith, and the belief to know that you can do it, that you don't need permission anymore. We don't need to ask somebody, please do this for us. We can do it ourselves. But if you have a lot of that inner programming, and I know I've had to release a lot of it. I still sometimes in meetings have a tendency, if a guy's talking, to be like, let me listen to him. Or, if you're talking and a guy talks over, you're like, excuse me, did I interrupt you? Or, he says what you just said in a firmer voice name, but he says, oh, that's perfect. And you're going, now I call him out and say, isn't that what I said? But it's taken years to build up to this. So if you're over 55 and older and you're looking to be coached, you're looking to have unstoppable confidence, if you're looking to decide what you're going to do next, because for the first time for a lot of women, and for me, for the first time, you can pick what you want to do. I mean, we had to build our jobs around childcare, husband's jobs, sports, everything. But then you get to a certain age where it's like, I can make my own pick. So this is a long way of saying that if you're 30, 35, 40 years old and you want to coach with me, I'd be happy to coach with you, but I don't think I'm the coach for you because you already know how to kick doors. If you're confident, if you have confidence issues, and sure, but you might want to find another youngin to help you out, because I'll stick with my women who are sitting there right now shaking their heads saying, oh Lordy, this is the truth. So give me a hallelujah. If you're interested in coaching with me, let me know. I'm also starting a weekly show Tuesdays at 8 a.m. I also have a podcast. If you're interested, it's called Blue Rose Podcast. I am thinking about changing the name. It is Blue Rose Podcast on Apple, iTunes, and Spotify and Amazon. And I'm going to debate an online course here in about 3 weeks. So I got a lot going on. I have to get my message out. I have to help women understand that there's nothing they can't do. So let's ignite your possibilities and find your blue rose and have freaking next level confidence. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.